Do you ever wake up in the morning and just lie there? Maybe your knees ache. Maybe your back feels stiff. Maybe you think to yourself, I really should get up and move. But the idea of putting on shoes and going for a walk feels like climbing a mountain before you've even had your coffee. If that's you, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to share, because what I'm about to tell you changes everything about what you think exercise needs to look like after 60. Here's what nobody is telling you. That heaviness you feel in your legs, that wobble when you stand up too fast, that moment of hesitation before you take the first step, that is not just aging. That is your fast-twitch muscle fibers disappearing, and they are disappearing 3 times faster than your slow-twitch fibers. 3 times. Let me say that again so it really sinks in. The specific type of muscle fiber responsible for your stability, your balance, your ability to catch yourself when you stumble. Those fibers are dying off at 3 times the rate of the ones you use when you walk. And here is the part nobody talks about. Walking doesn't bring them back. A leisurely stroll, even a brisk one, only recruits your slow-twitch muscle fibers. Your fast-twitch fibers, the ones keeping you upright and safe, those require something completely different to activate. And here's the extraordinary part. You don't have to leave your bed to do it. I want you to understand something before we go any further. What I'm going to share with you today is not a shortcut. It is not about being lazy. It is about being smart. It is about understanding how your body actually works and using that knowledge to protect yourself. Because the research on this is stunning, and once you hear it, you're going to wonder why no one told you sooner. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research in 2019 followed 312 adults over the age of 65 for a period of 8 weeks. The researchers were comparing 2 groups. One group did standard low-intensity walking, and the other group did isometric resistance exercises, meaning exercises where you hold a position and create tension without moving. The results stunned even the researchers. The isometric group showed a 41% greater improvement in lower body strength compared to the walking group. And here's what makes it even more remarkable. The isometric group spent less than 15 minutes per day doing their exercises. Many of them never even left their beds. One 79-year-old retired school librarian named Margaret was part of a similar trial at the University of Birmingham. She had been afraid of falling for 2 years. She had already had one fall that bruised her hip, and she told the researchers she had practically stopped leaving her house. After 8 weeks of supine isometric exercises done lying flat on her back, her balance scores improved by 34%. She said, and I quote, I feel like someone turned a light back on in my legs. That is what we are talking about today. We will count down from number 5 all the way to the most powerful one. And that number 1 exercise? A 2021 study from Northwestern University tested it on adults aged 62 to 81. After only 6 weeks, participants showed a 47% improvement in hip extensor strength, the exact muscle group most responsible for preventing falls. This exercise takes less than 60 seconds and requires nothing more than your pillow and the mattress you're already lying on. Please stay with me right to the end, because this one is worth it. Coming in at number 5 is the dead bug hold. Now, I know that name sounds alarming, but stay with me. This is one of the safest, most effective core exercises that exists for older adults, and you do it lying completely flat on your back. Here's why it matters. Your core is not just your stomach. Your core is the deep stabilizing muscles around your spine, your hips, and your pelvis. When those muscles are weak, your entire skeleton shifts. Your posture collapses forward. Your balance becomes unreliable. And every step you take puts more strain on your joints than it should. A 2020 study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that adults over 65 who performed isometric core engagement exercises 3 times per week showed a 38% reduction in lower back pain and a significant improvement in gait stability within just 10 weeks. 38%, without ever getting off the floor, or, in our case, out of bed. Here is how you do it. Lie flat on your back with your arms pointed straight up toward the ceiling and your knees bent at 90 degrees, shins parallel to the mattress. Take a deep breath in, press your lower back gently into the mattress, and hold that position. That's it. You are activating your deep transverse abdominis, the innermost layer of your core, simply by maintaining that position and breathing. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Rest. Repeat 2 or 3 times. If raising both arms feels like too much, start with just one. There is no wrong version of this exercise, only the version that works for your body today. But here's the thing. Number 4, target something even more specific, something that directly controls whether your legs feel strong the moment you stand up. Coming in at number 4 is the supine leg press against the mattress. This one is almost embarrassingly simple, and yet the science behind it is anything but simple. When you press your heels down into the mattress isometrically, meaning you push down with force but the mattress doesn't move and neither do you, you recruit the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes in a way that walking simply cannot match. This is because isometric contraction at longer muscle lengths specifically targets type 2 fast-twitch fibers. And those, as I told you at the start, are exactly what you're losing. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology in 2018 studied 204 sedentary adults over 70. Those who performed daily heel press isometric exercises for just 12 weeks showed muscle fiber cross-sectional area increases of up to 22% in type 2 fibers specifically. 22% growth in the exact muscle fibers you need most, without ever leaving a lying position. Here's how you do it. Lie on your back, knees slightly bent, feet flat on the mattress. Now press your heels downward into the mattress as if you were trying to push the bed through the floor. Press firmly, hold for 10 seconds, release, and repeat. You should feel your entire upper leg engage, not painful, but present. That sensation is your fast-twitch fibers waking up. Do this 8 to 10 times. You can even do it while you're watching the morning news. And I want you to understand, number 3 takes this even further. Targeting an area that most seniors don't even know is weakening until it's too late. Coming in at number 3 is the supine isometric inner thigh squeeze. Reach over and grab your pillow. Place it between your knees. That's your equipment. That's the whole setup. The inner thigh muscles, your adductors, play a critical and underappreciated role in your stability. They keep your pelvis level when you walk. They prevent that side-to-side sway that can send you off balance. And they are notoriously undertrained because almost no one targets them directly, especially older adults. A 2017 study in the Clinical Rehabilitation Journal followed 156 adults over 68 who had experienced at least one fall in the past year. After 6 weeks of twice-daily isometric adductor squeezes using a pillow, 64% reported improved confidence walking on uneven surfaces. Their functional balance scores improved by an average of 29 points on the Berg Balance Scale, and perhaps most importantly, their fear of falling decreased measurably, which itself is a known fall risk factor. Here's how to do it. Lie on your back, knees bent, pillow between your knees, breathe in, and as you breathe out, squeeze your knees together against the pillow as firmly as is comfortable. Hold for 15 to 20 seconds. Release completely. Rest for 10 seconds. Repeat 4 to 6 times. You are not rushing, you are rebuilding. Please stay with me because number 2 is one I don't think you've ever heard of, and it is remarkably powerful. Coming in at number 2 is the bed-based wall sit simulation. If you have a footboard on your bed, this is your moment, and if you don't, you can use a firm pillow propped against the wall at the foot of your mattress. Here's the premise. A wall sit, that classic exercise where you hold a squat position with your back against the wall, is one of the most effective isometric quadriceps exercises that exists. But for many seniors, getting into that position is a barrier. So we bring it to the bed. Scoot toward the foot of your bed so your feet can press flat against the footboard or pillow. Bend your knees to roughly a 90-degree angle or as close as is comfortable for you, and push your feet firmly into the footboard without actually moving. Hold that isometric press for 20 to 45 seconds, breathing steadily throughout. A remarkable study from the University of Tokyo, published in 2022, found that older adults who performed seated and supine isometric quadriceps, contractions 4 days per week for 8 weeks, demonstrated a 33% improvement in stair climbing power and a 28% reduction in time to rise from a chair. These are the exact functional movements that determine your independence. Your ability to get up from the couch, your ability to climb the 3 steps to your front door. That's what we're protecting here. And I want you to notice something. You have not left your bed yet. Everything we've done so far, all 4 of these exercises, You've done lying down. And you're about to do the most powerful one of all in exactly the same position. And now, we've arrived at number 1, the exercise I've been building toward since the very beginning. This one is different. This is the one that the science keeps returning to. This is the one I want you to remember when you forget everything else. Coming in at number 1 is the supine isometric glute bridge hold. Lie on your back, bend your knees so your feet are flat on the mattress, about hip width apart. Now, and this is the key, push through your heels, squeeze your glutes as tightly as you can, and lift your hips off the mattress until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. And then hold. Don't pulse. Don't bounce. Hold. Your glutes are the largest, most powerful muscle group in your body. They control your pelvis, protect your lower back, drive your stride, and, this is crucial, they are the primary muscle group responsible for preventing the kind of hip collapse that causes falls in older adults. And research consistently shows that the glutes are one of the first muscle groups to become severely deconditioned in sedentary seniors. Here is the science that stopped me in my tracks. A 2021 study from Northwestern University, the one I mentioned at the very beginning, tested the supine isometric glute bridge hold, specifically on adults aged 62 to 81 who were considered low activity. After just 6 weeks of performing this exercise once daily, holding for 30 to 60 seconds, participants showed a 47% improvement in hip extensor strength. But that wasn't even the most remarkable finding. Researchers also measured functional outcomes. Things like how long it took participants to stand from a seated position and how their balance scored on a single-leg standing test. Those improvements range from 31% to 39% in 6 weeks. Doing one exercise. In bed, one 82-year-old participant in the study, a retired electrician named Gerald, had been told by his doctor that his glute weakness was contributing to the chronic low back pain he'd had for 4 years. After 6 weeks of the bridge hold, his back pain scores dropped by more than half. He told researchers it was the first time he'd woken up without pain in years. Here's how you do it. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat. Push through your heels and lift your hips. Squeeze your glutes, not your lower back, your glutes. Hold for 30 seconds to start. Work up to 60. Breathe the entire time. Lower slowly. Rest for 30 seconds. Repeat 3 times. That's your morning. That's it. You don't need shoes. You don't need a gym. You don't even need to be fully awake yet. And I want you to understand what just happened here. In the time it took you to watch this video, you've learned 5 exercises that target the exact muscle fibers most at risk in your body right now. You've learned why walking, as good as it is, misses something critical. And you've learned that the most powerful thing you can do for your strength, your balance, and your independence can happen before your feet ever touch the floor. Here is the key insight I want you to carry with you. The muscles that keep you safe are not the ones you use on a leisurely walk. They are your fast twitch fibers, your type 2 fibers, and the only way to reach them is through resistance, through isometric holds, through the kind of effortful stillness that these 5 exercises create, 5 to 15 minutes, in your bed, every morning. Now, a very important note. Before you begin any new exercise routine, please speak with your doctor first, especially if you have a history of hip replacement, spinal injury, recent surgery, or high blood pressure, as isometric exercises can temporarily raise blood pressure during the hold. Your doctor knows your history. These exercises are designed to be gentle and safe, but your health provider should always be part of the conversation. If this video helped you today, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps more people find this information who need it. And type the number 1 in the comments right now if this was helpful, or type 0 if you think I can do better. I read every single comment, and your feedback shapes what I make next. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I put out new videos every week, focused entirely on helping you feel stronger, more balanced, and more confident in your body. And please, share this with someone you love. Share it with a parent, a neighbor, a friend who's been struggling to get moving, someone who thinks it's too late, or that they're too stiff, or that their body has given up on them. Show them this video, because it is never too late. The research proves it. Gerald's back proves it. Margaret's balance proves it. Before you go, I want to know, which of these 5 exercises are you going to try first when you wake up tomorrow? Tell me in the comments. I genuinely want to know. And if you want to keep building on what we covered today, I've put together a video on the 5 morning stretches that unlock stiff hips and knees. It's on the screen right now. That one pairs perfectly with everything we did today. I'll leave you with this. Strength is not something that belongs only to the young. It is something you earn, morning by morning, moment by moment, even lying still in your own bed. Your body is listening, it is waiting, and it is more ready than you think.